Township Planning, Municipal Building and Planning Commission meeting. This time I call to order the meeting of August 2nd, 2022 to order. All please rise and join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you haven't signed the attendance sheet in the back, please do. I'd like to introduce the members of the Planning Commission, our support staff. Starting on my left, your right, is Scott Stewart. Next to him is Pete Cabea. On my far right, on the end down is Denise Pizarro, the recording secretary. Next to her is Dave Skelly. And next to him is Tony Sitter. In the back on my right side is Julie Maggio, the Assistant Zoning and Development Officer. Next to her is Matt Puzz, the Zoning and Development Officer. And in the rear on my left is Lydia Caparoso, the Township Council. And next to her is Matt Waldinger, the Director of Planning and Development. And I'm Gene Strohmeyer. Before we begin, I'll call for a motion to accept the minutes of last month's meeting as written.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Very good. I'm going to not bother reading this today. We'll go right into the first item on the agenda for tonight. It's for the Erie Waterworks subdivision. Plan to show a replot of an unopened portion of West 4th Street located between Summerham Drive and Indiana Drive, and consisting of additions to 9 properties along the north line of the north side subdivision, leaving a residue 27,355 square foot parcel A in tracts 38 and 39. Someone here to, sir, please come up to the podium and give us your name and address.
Tim Sennett, Knoxville Hub and Portland Sennett on behalf of Erie Waterworks. Business office is 120 West 10th Street, Erie. This is a fairly straightforward right-of-way situation. It was an abandoned right-of-way by the township, which the township wouldn't abandon based on the 21-year rule. So as a result, Erie Waterworks had to research and find the predecessor developer, the Beers family, going back to 1960 something. We did find the heirs to the Beers family, and they did sign a deed and deeded the right of way to Erie Waterworks. We then met with all the property owners on the adjacent to the right of way. Had a big meeting with them, talked to them about what portions of the property they would like, because they were actually maintaining some of that property and had some of their property on that right away. So we met with them and came to an agreement. And that's why you have the little jogs, because there's also a Erie Waterworks roadway there, and we didn't want the roadway to be on private property. So we met with them. Everybody agreed to what they wanted to own, and as a result, you have the subdivision now in front of you.
But one property owner there on the west end.
They chose, their choice was they didn't want to own anything. And
okay.
So we said, fine, we'll leave that little jog. And
so the half that's being maintained by the waterworks is a kind of like a road.
That one portion,
yeah.
There's a road driveway. And that's why you see some parts are 25 feet and some parts are only 15 feet, going to the private side.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else care to say anything about that? Okay, we'll move on to the second item, Milford Community Hospital. ED and ICU addition. It's a land development plan to show construction of a 2-story addition with gross floor area of 34,315 square feet and required parking and spaces and stormwater management facilities along the east line of Peach Street south of West 55th and track 346.
Good evening, Mike Sanford, 4721 Atlantic Avenue. I've prepared the plan for the hospital, and it's really as you described. It's really a building addition. They'd like to expand their emergency room and ICU services. They need a little more room. A couple years ago, they removed a portion of the building. It was the Mill Creek Manor. It was kind of an older facility, older demographic living there. Sat vacant for a while, so they removed that, and then they did some planning and decided they needed an expansion to the ED and ICU. This is a 2-story building addition, and we're here seeking approval.
All looks good.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Excellent job.
Anyone care to say anything else, or anyone else care to say anything about this? All right, let's move on to item 3 then, the last of the 3 items. Erie Starbucks. It's a land development plan to show construction of a 2,554 square foot, 1-story eating and drinking establishment with required parking and stormwater management facilities along the south line of Wegmans Drive, east of the intersection of Wegmans Drive and West Ridge Road, track 313.
Good evening. My name is Tyson Miller, representing KU Resources, civil engineer for the project. Our address is 22 South Linden Street, Duquesne, Pennsylvania. And as described, it's a new Starbucks facility, a little over 2,500 square feet, proposing 26 new parking spaces. There'll be a stormwater management area. It'll be subdivided. I think actually the subdivision was already presented. It was broken up into 3 lots. So there'll be the Starbucks, there'll be a vacant lot, which will be a future commercial development under a separate application, and then a stormwater management lot. We actually received stormwater management consistency, I think, earlier today. Previously received our NPDS permit, so pretty much notwithstanding the zoning variance that we need for the signage. Excuse me, I think most of our approvals have been up to date.
Okay, anybody have any questions for him? Nope. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone care to say anything about this? All right. No. Okay, I guess we'll move right back to maybe we'll wait a minute. We had some new customers.
Almost a record meeting.
You tried it, Gene. So close.
Are you folk, we have actually gone through all the 3 items that are on our agenda tonight. Are you here to speak about one of them?
Yeah, we're just here with, we live on 414 Nevada, about the easement for the walkthrough there in front of the water.
Oh, that was like a half an hour ago.
Leaving there, I'm sorry, I can't get here.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you care to speak about it or ask about it or anything? Or if you do, please come up to the podium and so we can, and give us your name and address, please.
I want you guys to go over everything again. I guess, just our concern is we just moved in September to the neighborhood, and we enjoy walking the path through to go down through Summerheim and all of that. So that was just our main concern, if however this is going to work. And I know you probably guys will.
name and address.
Oh, sorry, I just buzzed right through. Alice DeGeorge, DeGeorge, 414 Nevada.
Thank you.
First time.
Mr. Chairman, if you want, I can kind of summarize if you'd like.
You can summarize it? Summarize what's going on there.
Okay.
Yeah, there is an unopened strip of what was supposed to be West 4th Street would continue to the west. Was never opened, and so it was acquired by the Water Authority, which owns the Summerheim Pumping Station to the north. They had various residents that live along the south edge there that had kind of encroached on the property over the years and wanted to keep a portion of it. So they worked out a deal with them to sell them various portions of the property, either 25-foot strips or 15-foot strips, to add to their property, while the Water Authority will retain the rest and make it part of the Summerheim property.
Oh,
So-
wonderful. So there won't be anything going, like that piece that was supposed to be 4th Street is kind of being left alone?
Right, it's now will be either owned by the Water Authority or the residents to the south.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Not-
so
not-
much.
Not, yeah, not any real changes other than the property lines were moving, is all.
Just those backyards for those people.
Yep.
Big
Yes.
back
It
yards
is,
were
it is
moved
on the
back
board there
25
behind you
feet.
if you wanted to take a look.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely. Yep. That's great. Thank you. Thanks for going
Okay.
over that again. I
Yeah, no
apologize.
problem.
Sure, no problem.
We'll be promptly on time this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will move into our discussion on these, if there is any. And,
Matt has something he wants to
I'm
say.
sorry,
I am only here to answer questions.
Oh,
he talked. Okay, the first item on the agenda, what are you laughing about?
nothing.
Subdivision plan to show a replot of an unopened portion of West 4th Street located along Summerheim, between Summerheim Drive and Indiana Drive, and consisting of additions to 9 properties along the north line of the north side of the subdivision, leaving a residual of 27,355 square foot parcel A in tract 38 and 39.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion at all?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman, if I may,
sir.
could I recommend, as part of our, part of the motion and part of the township requirement, that all of these parcels become integral parts of their adjoining
Yes.
properties?
I amend
Okay,
my
thank you.
motion to such.
You got that?
Okay.
Still second.
Okay, we have a second on it. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Very good, thank you. Next item was Milford Community Hospital. It's a land development plan to show construction of a 2-story ED and ICU unit with gross floor area of 34,315 square foot with required parking spaces, stormwater management. Facilities along the east line of Peach Street south of West 55th and tract 346.
I will make a motion to accept or approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Very good. And the Erie Starbucks, it's a land development plan to show construction of a 2,554 square foot, 1-story eating and drinking establishment with required parking and stormwater management facilities along the south line of Wegmans Drive, east of the intersection of Wegmans Drive and West Ridge Roads in tract 313.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you very much. Do you have any further?
No, I do not.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Or do you want to have any discussion?
No, you keep moving.
We stand adjourned.